Good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Soton Santillan. For those who don't know me, I'm the general manager of Brosan Group here in San Antonio, Texas. My purpose today is to talk about the jobs market in the US. To start with, I'll describe the situation where old jobs are disappearing, there's new jobs coming up, and there's some jobs that are in high demand. Okay? First of all, we're going to start with the newly created jobs. What are those? For example, one good example of this is a contact tracer. What is this? It's like an investigator where a person realizes and investigates where a person got infected from the virus, for example, location, persons that they were with in the last 15 days, so they can make and track the line of infection throughout the incubation of the virus in the person specifically. Okay, so that is one of the examples that it's a new job that it was created. Another one, for example, is a COVID care resource coordinator, where all these hospitals and health systems here in the U.S. they are trying to get somebody that can coordinate all the resources and all the efforts towards combating and fighting this infectious virus, right? Then this brings me to the end of my first point. The second point is the high demand. What are the jobs that are highly required for the jobs right now? For example, personal shoppers. There's a lot of people that are not going out of their homes. They're not going outside. So you need somebody that goes to the supermarket or gets them, for example, clothing or other medicine, for example, and they need somebody that helps them with their personal shopping, right? Of course, you can always order online, and that brings me to another point. For example, warehouse workers, they're really in high demand. Why? Because all these companies that sells online, for example, Amazon, for example, Walmart. We know, for example, that Walmart launched something called a Walmart Marketplace, and they sell it from food to um, a medicine, clothing, all these lines that they're selling online, and they're fighting. I mean, they fight in Amazon, and that's another option for the consumer here in the U.S. So basically, all the companies that sell online, they're hiring a lot of people. We know that that's a job that is in high demand, right? The third option or the changing role, for example, will be the telemedicine. Telemedicine is somebody that a doctor or a dentist, maybe not a dentist, but some therapists, for example, that help patients through a Zoom meeting or a Teams chat, you know, where people can see the doctors, talk to their therapist, talk to their psychologist, and get some recommendations and therapy and all that. Now, let me turn out to how these jobs are shifting and what can a worker do in this situation, this job market situation in the U.S. There's some people that they're gonna adapt very well to the changes and the swift of the job situation. For example, if you're an architect, and you normally work in buildings. However, due to the virus or due to COVID, they're not building that many offices. For example, what you can do is start designing offices with safe distancing, right? That is something that is a skill. That's something that you acquire. You normally we're planning on designing for regular offices or regular housing. However, due to COVID, um, all these skills in order to design something for the actual situation, well, that's gonna be very useful for that person, right? So in this case, it's the same career, but there's gonna be a little switch in the skills that you need in order to make a different design for the actual situation, right? let's do a brief recap. Right now, for example, we know that there's going to be newly created jobs, high demand jobs, and changing rules, right? But there's something that we don't talk about, and that's it. That is the lost jobs. For example, all the jobs related to travel, they're taking a lot of time to recover. Why? Because travel hasn't reached the levels of 2 years ago. For example, cruises, those jobs are almost gone. I mean, there's some cruises that they're testing, for example, uh, getting passengers who are vaccinated and who have had, for example, in the last couple of days, a test so they can check if they don't have any virus or in this case, COVID-19, right? But that is a long way for them to recover. Why? Because it is hard for keep it's hard for the navy or for the cruise company to have all these people here there in the boat, and they cannot risk or they cannot take the chance to uh, getting someone infected on board of the boat or the cruise, right? So that those jobs are gonna take a long time for them to recover. The other jobs that they were hit really hard was the food service industry, for example, restaurants, for example, convention centers. All those jobs got hit really bad. A lot of restaurants they had a hard time surviving just last year. Why? Because people didn't go out to eat; they wanted to stay home, or some of them survived by delivering, I mean, with selling food with delivery, right? So those jobs are taking a long time to come back. Here in Texas, for example, they got some support from the government in the last couple of months from the SBA, and there were some IRS help as well. However, that is going to take a long time for them to recover from due to COVID. And hopefully, in the next couple of years, they're going to take the same levels or they're going to sell the same amount as they were selling in 2019. No? So, what does that lead us? There's going to be new jobs that are going to be created. And I believe that there's going to be more in the last couple of years. Why? Because the pandemic is not over yet. There's a lot of things that need to be researched. There's a lot of things that need to be taken into account, and we need to still researching for this, right? And also, there's some industries that they're gonna be evolving throughout the years, still with because the pandemic it hasn't been stopped, or it's not stopped yet, or it's not done. Okay. If you don't have any more questions, well, I will thank you for being such an attentive audience. I thank you for being here. And, well, again, my name is Oton Santillan. I'm the general manager of Bursan Group. And thank you for coming here to this talk. Thank you.